Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way. Oh, America, are you serious? It is showtime, baby. Here we go. Slam, jam, slam, bam. It's awesome.
For this.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Give it up, go.
Welcome to the big show. Simply wait.
Breaks a couple of tackles. Headlock, go! Headlock, go! He could go all the way.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cold War Radio, live on our home base, WAAR. We are America Radio, your number one source for streaming political and government talk anywhere. I'm Hutch Bailey Jr., deep down in the bunker in my Smith & Wesson studio in the city of Pittsburgh. Please follow me on Spreaker, like the Facebook page, facebook.com/Cold War Radio, 2 A's and War, WAAR. You can follow us, or listen to us rather, on Blueberry, YouTube, iHeartRadio, the Cold War Radio app for your iPhone or Android. You can contact us at scrtv@live.com. The call-in line, 412-567-1460 if you'd like to join the program. The chat room is up on Spreaker. That's the place to be. If you're listening in some other venue, you can go to steelcityresistance.blogspot.com and look for the link in the feature, not the featured, but the top post. The featured is off to the right-hand column. Go to Steel City, I just said that. If you can help when you get there, hit the donate button on the website. It's on the right-hand side. I want to thank everybody that participated in the GoFundMe campaign. I ordered a microphone today, and I ordered a 3-piece set of studio lighting, and I'm going to purchase a post office box, or rent one, I guess, tomorrow. And as I continue, I will let you know what's going on. But thanks again. I want to give a shout out to all of my friends at Camp Arif John that are listening to the program. SCRTV@live.com. An email would be nice so I can at least know you guys are out there still listening to the show. But keep your head down and pay attention. Stay alert. Charles, I will call you. You said don't put you on the air, so I won't. But I will give you a call in the next couple days. All right. I guess we are seeing something that I've never seen before. When you look at the Trump administration and how dead serious they are about everything, I'm glad. I mean, it's something to watch. Pay attention, because this hasn't happened before. Next week, he's going to announce the Supreme Court justice nominee, and I think that the Democrats are making a huge mistake goofing around with these cabinet picks. We have everything we need to steamroll anything. And if that has to happen, it's going to happen in short order. And they should have a little humility on how sorry they are and how unloved they are in the country. Fox News, Tucker Carlson, is skyrocketing in the ratings, nearly doubling Megyn Kelly file ratings. I haven't heard from her either since then. She might be done. She might be, along with Bill Kristol and George Will, Bernard Kalb, and they're cutting more as they go. I predicted this, not by myself, with the help of Pat Buchanan. Politicians are going to be the same way. You're not going to, I don't know, I really don't know what kind of a future Ted Cruz has. But I do know what kind of a future Marco Rubio has. None. And we'll see how this pays out. Jeb Bush is done too. I mean, they're going to go the way of George Romney. After they stood up against Reagan. So he almost doubled Kelly's ratings. That's good. And Rasmussen came out. President Trump's approval index booms. It's up since Inauguration Day, 57% approval rating. That's 7 points in 2 days. And if you think about how he did that, he basically took the main constituency of the Democrat crime family, labor unions, and took them away with common sense direction. With TPP, and it's not just TPP. I mean, union bosses are looking at this like they're going to get new members and new dues and more money. So we'll see how that pans out. It's definitely not something we're used to seeing, although Ronald Reagan had some support from labor unions, not the air traffic controllers, if you remember that. But all right, now I got a couple clips for you tonight, and these are gold. One thing I can't stand, ladies and gentlemen, I can't stand a white person in public who gets down on white people, especially a white person from Idaho, that's never even probably seen a whole lot of black people or other people besides white people, and they know it all. They do, and I'm going to play a clip. This is, and you can't, this is getting so much better every single day, ladies and gentlemen. This is at the DNC chair candidate forum. These people are trying to sell themselves to become the head of the Democrat National Committee. Now I want you to listen to this lady. She's a skinny white woman. Her name is Sally Boynton Brown, and she is the executive director of the Democrat Party of Idaho. Now, she's speaking in a forum. I think there might be one white guy there, but the rest of them are all black. They're all Democrats. And you can't make this up. Listen to this lady.
Black Lives Matter, and it makes me sad that we're even having that conversation, and that tells me that white leaders in our party have failed. We have to accept that there is prejudice that exists within our own party, and we have to be able to have that conversation. We cannot sweep that under the rug. We cannot continue to hide it. We cannot smash voices down when they are trying to scream, listen to me, you don't get it. I'm a white woman, I don't get it. I am pleased and honored to be here today to have the conversation. I am so excited that we're here. And I am listening because that's my job. My job is to listen to the issues. My job is to listen and be a voice. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt. My job is to shut other white people down when they want to say, oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm a Democrat. I'm accepting. My job is to make sure that they get that they have privilege. And until we shut our mouths and we listen to those people who don't, and we lift our people up so that we all have equity in this country, so that we are all fighting alongside each other, so that we are all on the same page, and we clearly get where we're going, we're not going to break through this. This is not just rhetoric. This is life or death. This moment in our country, the Democratic Party has the opportunity to do something.
Oh my God, the drama.
The opportunity to really confront the fact that we have not been in alignment with our values. We've been talking a lot of smack. We need to make sure that our actions and our words and our values all match. And around the issue of race, we are so far out of alignment, I don't even know the way back. But I am listening and I am asking and I am talking to people. I am talking to people of color because you have the answers. You can tell me as a leader what I need to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is continue to have those conversations and continue to talk to people and make sure that every single system in our party is designed to give power back to the people, all people, but especially those people who have been disenfranchised in our country since our country started. So, please, 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 this is a conversation I want to have, and I am from Idaho. We are so white. So white, right? Like, I have been reaching out and trying to connect to anybody of color that I can find to be honest with me. I am not a politician. I am a human being trying to do good work, and I can't do it without y'all. So please, please, please get a hold of me. Sally at wethednc.org. I need schooling, and I depend on you and the people around our community to do that so that I can go school the other white people. We need it.
Thank you. All right.
I mean, what do you say after that? I mean, I know her dad's going, what? Anyway, so there's that. I can't stand people like that, I'm telling you, but I saw the love in the chat room. If you're not in the chat room, that's where you need to go. And finally, in this segment, you've heard your liberal friends on social media, and maybe even when you see them, defending Planned Parenthood for being oh so much more than abortion, and all the valuable services that they perform, and all the prenatal care and the pregnancy counseling and all of the healthy baby routines. They did, I forget the name of the group too, I should have had that. But this group did a sting. It wasn't even really a sting. They called like a lot of the Planned Parenthood outfits, like 90 some of them. And I want you to listen to the results. It's quite stunning.
We don't offer any prenatal care.
We don't offer prenatal care at Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood offers abortion, so they don't offer prenatal care.
Prenatal care. These are the kinds of services that folks depend on Planned Parenthood for.
And a president who will fight for prenatal care.
Prenatal care. And that is what we want to focus on. That is what is so vital.
Thank you for calling Planned Parenthood. My name's how can I assist you today?
Hi, I was hoping to make an appointment for prenatal care.
For what type of service?
Prenatal care, pregnancy care.
We don't have prenatal care here. Planned Parenthood offers abortion, so they don't offer prenatal care.
Okay, just abortions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. We wouldn't provide any type of prenatal services here at Planned Parenthood.
We're not a prenatal care provider. No Planned Parenthood does prenatal care. We don't offer prenatal care at Planned Parenthood. We specialize in abortions. You know, that's what our ultrasounds are for.
to see how far along the patient is.
Planned Parenthood, we do birth control, things like that, termination. We check for STI, but we don't do prenatal.
We tell you you're pregnant, and we also let Planned Parenthood to do the abortions.
Okay.
So we don't do any prenatal services.
No
here.
prenatal.
No, we don't do prenatal services. I mean, it's called Planned Parenthood. I know it's kind of deceiving.
Do you have OBGYNs here?
We do not, no.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is a deceptive name, right? I think the same thing. Or, if you were looking into termination options, we can do that as well.
Did you know that Planned Parenthood can take care of all your reproductive health needs? Whether it's an annual exam, pregnancy testing and counseling, prenatal care, we are here for you with high-quality, low-cost services.
Thank you for holding. This is... How can I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if you guys offer prenatal care.
No, we don't. Not at the moment. Neither our Hampton or Richmond office does.
We don't offer any prenatal care.
Is there any other clinic you can refer me to?
I don't know of anything. I would look around on the internet.
You can try CareNet. I think they do prenatal care.
CareNet?
It's the first building on this group here.
We only offer family planning services and abortion services.
Not at all at Planned Parenthood.
Okay, so not at any Planned Parenthood. They don't have prenatal care.
No, see, we don't see pregnant women as a way of giving prenatal care.
Okay.
We see pregnant women, if they are considering other options.
Like what other options? Like would you see the doctor for?
At this location?
Yes.
So at this location, you guys do medication abortion?
Medication abortion.
What pregnancy services do you offer?
We only offer termination services.
We actually don't offer prenatal services. We're not licensed to do so in Oregon or Washington.
Do any of the Planned Parenthoods?
No, we do not offer any prenatal.
$500 million of taxpayer money a year, $1.5 million approximately per day, goes from us to that Murder Inc. So there it is. Let's move along, ladies and gentlemen, 412-567-1460, and talk about what happened yesterday at the White House. This is brought to you by Conservative Treehouse and Sundance. Notice the transparently absent. It's who was not at the White House that also tells a story. Yesterday, President Trump held a day of meetings with corporate businesses, CEOs, and also skilled labor union officials. However, two men were transparently absent from both group meetings. United States Chamber of Commerce President Tom Donahue and AFL-CIO President Richard Trumka. The reasoning for their absence is more sunlight upon the uniparty swamp. Insofar as politicians in D.C., that is, politics in D.C. is a false choice assembly of two political parties sharing the same goals and ideology, the uniparty, so too are Donahue and Trumka, two sides of the same coin. The GOP establishment wing of the uniparty is funded by Tom Donahue and his crony capitalistic U.S. Chamber of Commerce lobbying group. The Democrat wing of the uniparty is funded by Richard Trumka and his consorts in the SCIU and AFSCME. Those have a lot of public sector employees. Both Donahue and Trumka are operational agents and groundskeepers for the swamp. It's an open secret never discussed by media. However, in the era of Trump, their transparent absence speaks loudly. The AFL-CIO, SEIU, and AFSCME provide Democrats with the AstroTurf boots on the ground for their political re-election campaigns. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce provides virtually unlimited financing for the Republicans to write legislation beneficial to globalist interests. Together they hold a political synergy. They are not oppositional on any swamp endeavor. Both Donahue and Trumka worked diligently to create Obamacare, a legislative priority necessary for both financial benefactors, Wall Street and big labor. The labor unions present yesterday were skilled labor unions. Machinists, pipe fitters, steel workers, welders, building, construction, and manufacturing unions. Trumka was not there because he is not aligned with the same America First principles carried by the Trump economic agenda. Trumka is a stealth agent, however. He did meet Trump in New York a week earlier. President Trump knows the inherent motivations and what underlines the agenda of each and every entity in the sphere of economics. Additionally, the absence of Tom Donahue shows how transparently disconnected from actual manufacturing, building, technological, and industrial developments the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is nothing more than a Wall Street-funded lobbying group under a nice-sounding name that disguises their globalist-aligned agenda. As an actual builder of great things, President Trump also understands that aspects as well. It is also, well, cheerfully refreshing to witness. Good stuff. If President Trump keeps this up, Congress might have to start writing their own legislation instead of allowing lobbyists to do it. Heck, I wonder if they even remember how. I do too. But that's telling, ladies and gentlemen. Chamber of Commerce has nothing to do with commerce. Not Main Street commerce. Now, I did a segment months ago, it might even have been years ago, called The 10 Arabic Words. Bracken's Challenge to National Security Professionals. And this is from Vienna at the gate. Hold on a second. Gates of Vienna. Drawing on the work, and I'm going to go through a little bit of this, and then I'm going to I realize that the words were never defined. And I would suggest, ladies and gentlemen, that you, I don't know, you need to know the definitions of these words. You can actually Google them, and in the show notes links, there is a list of the words, so you can look them up yourself. But it's really important to understand this. 10 Arabic Words, a challenge to national security professionals engaged on the global war on terror, by Matthew Bracken. If you are a politically correct bliss ninny with a coexist bumper sticker slapped on the back of your Subaru, and you don't have the slightest clue what the following 10 words mean, then this essay is not meant for you. You are excused. Those 10 words are dawa, dhimmi, hijra, jizya, kafir, shahid, sharia, takfir, taqiyya, and ummah. And I'm going to guess that a lot of you are not familiar with those words, maybe some of them, but let me just see if I can get in here and find out why this is important. If you're an Army general or Navy admiral who right here and now, without looking at your smartphone, cannot discuss how a kafir becomes a dhimmi and what a dhimmi's rights and options are, if any, under Sharia, then you are as ignorant of your job as a European theater army general circa 1942 who did not know a panzer from a pancake or a Schulstoffel from a schnitzel. A person as ignorant as you should be kept away from any responsibility for protecting our nation. You are incompetent and you are a fool. Now that's some strong words, but I'm telling you, this is a subject that if you don't know these words, then you don't understand what's going on. So I'm just going to break these words down for you because I want our audience to know. Dawa, and it could be pronounced dahwaha, is an Arabic word which means to invite or summon someone. This term is often used to describe when Muslims share their faith with others in order to teach them more about Islam. Pronunciation dawaha, also known as proselytize, give testimony, share, preach, or teach. So you can see why this would be important. Dhimmi, Arabic, meaning protected person, refers to specific individuals living in Muslim lands who were granted special status and safety in Islamic law in return for paying the capital tax. Now that's being nice. They're looked down on or spit on. But they're not killed. Hijra, Arabic word for migration. Hijra or Hijra of Muhammad, the migration of Muhammad and his followers from Mecca to Yathrib, later renamed by him to Medina in 622. Now, you've heard me talk about this. This is the two Islams. When Muhammad was in Mecca, he was weak. He didn't have the numbers. So he acted like the Muslims in the United States act. When they start getting numbers, they move to Medina, which is how they act in Sweden and in other European countries. Jizya, Ottoman Turkish, is a per capita yearly tax historically levied by Islamic states on certain non-Muslim subjects, dhimmis, permanently residing in Muslim lands under Islamic law. And the whole dhimmi concept is dhimmitude. Kafir, what the Quran and Islam call the unbelievers. Kafir is the worst word in the human language. They who dispute the signs of Allah, kafirs, without authority having reached them, are greatly hated by Allah and the believers. Shaheed, not to be confused with martyr. You will see martyr as a definition in several places. And it's kind of a martyr, but is only applied to those who sacrifice their lives for Allah's cause. Sharia, Islamic canonical law based on the teachings of the Quran and the traditions of the Prophet, Hadith, and Sunnah. On the traditions of the Prophet, and the books are the Hadith and Sunnah, prescribing both religious and secular duties and sometimes retributive penalties for law-breaking. Takfir refers to the practice of excommunication, one Muslim declaring another Muslim as a kafir or non-believer. The act which precipitates takfir is termed the mukafir. An ill-founded takfir accusation is a major forbidden act. Taqiyya. Taqiyya is why you can never believe any Muslim ever. Is an Islamic juridical term whose shifting meaning relates to when a Muslim is allowed under Sharia law to lie. And finally, Ummah. Ummah is the whole lot. Ummah is the entire community of Muslims bound together by ties of the religion. And they are trying to make the Ummah bigger and bigger to cover the whole world, and this is where you hear talk of the caliphate. The whole idea of a caliphate is to end up with the entire world being Muslim. So you can see how these words are so important, and I would ask you to go back. It is a very long read. The article that precipitated me to do this, but I think you would enjoy it if you go to the show notes links and check it out. It's like reading a small book, actually. But there's so many people in our government that don't have a clue. They're almost like that white lady, thinking about racial relations and whatnot. It's just criminal the way some of our professionals have no idea about Islam, and politicians as well. And we're infiltrated at every level, and they're playing us like a fiddle. But not on my watch, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Cold War Radio on We Are America Radio, your number one source for political and government talk anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. This is Cold War Radio on We Are America Radio, WAAR.
He was once late for Fajr, just to see how it feels. He performed Hajj 7 times by the age of 2. He can speak Arabic in 5 different languages. Arabia imports horses from him. He can use the bathroom without losing his wudu. He once gave a khutbah without saying a single word. When airport security stops him, he puts the pilot on the no-fly list. He is the most interesting Muslim in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I say astaghfirullah. Stay righteous, my friends.
In every Chevrolet showroom across America, more and more people are looking at the car that's just out and just wonderful. The 1957 Chevrolet. Some are looking at Chevrolet's daring new front-end styling, the bold new grille, big, beautiful sloping hood. Some are looking at Chevy's handsome new rear end with high-fashion fenders and fresh new design. Everyone's enthused about the new color-fashioned interiors and the sleek command post instrument panel. And the biggest news of all, Chevrolet's fuel injection. The greatest engine advance.
I know you're going to be mighty busy during the next 5 days, friends, and I also know that you don't want to wake up Christmas morning with a cold. But have you noticed Old Man Cold is really making the rounds? Let's hope he doesn't catch up with you. However, if you should feel a cold coming on, remember Alka-Seltzer. Yes, remember and try Alka-Seltzer for fast relief from much of your cold distress. Here's the ABC Cold Comfort Treatment. A, Alka-Seltzer. B, be wise. Beware of drafts, be careful of your diet, and be sure you dress sensibly and try to get more rest than usual. And C stands for comfort. The comfort an Alka-Seltzer gargle can give a sore throat caused by a cold. Well, there it is, friends. Alka-Seltzer's ABC Cold Comfort Treatment, as easy as ABC to follow and really effective. Just try it and see for yourself. Remember, when you begin to sniffle and sneeze, start Alka-Seltzer's ABCs. Get Alka-Seltzer at any drugstore and say better buy that extra package too. That's the wisest thing to do.
And welcome back to Cold War Radio, ladies and gentlemen. I'm watching the chat room, and I don't know what you're talking about the B-52s. 412-567-1460. Call me up and talk about them. I'll do my best, but I can't. I don't know what you're talking about. I know it's an old plane, but a most powerful bomber. So there you go. Give me a call, and I'll surely talk with you about it. Something that has happened. Really, it didn't really kick in until today. When I'm reading this update, Breitbart is gaining some serious power in the government. I mean, and the rest of the government is terrified. This is at Breitbart, Washington Post. Paul Ryan allies are alarmed and angered by 25-year-old Julia Hahn. The latest addition to Donald Trump's team of advisors, 25-year-old Breitbart reporter Julia Hahn may strike fear in the hearts of House Speaker Paul Ryan and his allies, according to a story by Robert Costa in the Washington Post. Hahn is on her way to join President Donald Trump's White House team as a senior advisor to the president, working under Chief White House strategist Stephen K. Bannon. Bannon was the executive chairman of Breitbart News. The Post Costa quotes anonymous House Republicans and people close to Ryan who are worried. While Hahn will serve in a mid-level role as a special assistant to the president, her hiring alarmed and angered several allies of Ryan who expressed concern Monday about what they see as a brazen move by Bannon that threatened the fragile comedy between Trump and Congress, and brightly underscored the Trump team's insouciance about enlisting Ryan's fiercest critic. Privately, a number of House Republicans told the Washington Post that Hahn's involvement signaled Bannon's plans to possibly put her to use against them, writing searing commentaries about elected Republican leaders to ram through Trump's legislative priorities and agitate the party's base if necessary. Paul Wehner, a Ryan ally and establishment Republican who previously served in the prior administrations, bashed Hahn in the Post's article. This is obviously a provocative act and clearly an intentional act, Wehner said. Bannon is willing to napalm the bridges with congressional Republicans. Well, here. Why do you think that is, Wehner? Because you guys didn't do a damn thing. You're working for Donahue. Stuart Stevens, a GOP establishment consultant and failed campaign manager for the failed 2012 GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney, also bashed Hahn and Bannon, saying that Bannon has been at war with the Republican Party and that hasn't changed with Hahn's hire. You got it. Top Trump allies like best-selling author and conservative columnist Ann Coulter view Hahn's hiring as a major win, as do I. As far as I can tell, she is only the third or fourth member of the Trump administration who actually supports Trump on his main issues: immigrations, trade, and no more war, Coulter said. Hickory, what do you think about that? Hickory from Florida, good evening.
Well, Hutch, really, I really wanted to talk to you about the women that are demonstrating. You have to notice, with all their pink and their symbolism and everything, it's a reflection of the Congress that has been walking around for the last 20 years with ribbons on and stuff like that. It's absolutely sickening, the way the psychology of cultural Marxism has moved the nation along with the visual aid of the media. And the kids are indoctrinated in the schools. The whole thing stinks. And, you're looking at the leftovers, the dinosaurs of an era. And what they don't realize is Americans are going to come together. And no matter what they do, they have rode the last wave. They got to come in because they're old and tired. There ain't no more surfing for these people have ridden on our backs, who have sucked us dry for personal.
The shame of it is they're going to be left out in the cold with no clothes.
Well, these people are truly, Hutch. Does it really matter? Do you want them to come together because they're ideologues? They're like Barack Obama.
They're already together. There's just not that many of them.
Well, no, I mean to come together with us.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
They're in the bunker, bud.
I watched an interview today, Hickory, just before the show, and it was one of the people walking. It was a woman that was walking along the street in a college town, and all the people she talked to were college students, some of them pretty far along, and all she showed them was two things: a picture of Joe Biden and a picture of Ronald Reagan, and none of them could identify these people.
I wouldn't doubt.
None of them.
Yeah.
I think there was one
guy. Once you're in lockstep with the groupthink, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know anything, Hutch. You're told.
No, you're right. But they're not going to see. The thing is, what you're saying is absolutely right. I'm agreeing with you. It's falling apart for them. It's falling apart for them. And what else is going to fall apart is these people I'm talking about. Donahue's going to fall apart. Planned Parenthood's going to fall apart. There's going to be no free gravy train for these people. Well, even the people that worked for the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Well, here's where we don't need to lose our way. All these abortions have made God angry. You know, he has given us a chance to shut this down. It has to be shut down. You know, I shut down my company in 2012 because I wasn't going to sign up for Obamacare. And I wasn't going to pay money and have it go to abortion. And I just said, I'm not working for this guy. And I just shut down because I wasn't going to work for that stupid raghead, rughead, biscuit lip, nappy-headed bullshit artist.
No, I want to highlight something that you just said because it was important. You said God gave us a chance.
Right. We got to come back. We have to have a revival, Hutch. It has to be a revival. See, if we had Ronald Reagan in when Russia had collapsed, we would have probably sent along a lot more Bibles. Instead, there were people from Arkansas sending Bibles in there because they were really the ambassadors for the moneyed interest in Arkansas, the Jackson Stevens of the world. So, you know, like what happened was, naturally, who got accentuated, you had a criminal regime. And so, you know, it became a mafia government. You know, it's like the guy from the Patriots let Putin hold his ring just a little too long, you know. Didn't want to ruin relationships, you know, Super Bowl rings over in Putin's pocket. Putin says, I could kill somebody with this. Well, no, let me see my ring back or I will kill you, you know. Like, that's what he should have told him. You know?
And, you know, you just have to hope that Trump doesn't lose his way, and I don't think he will.
Well, here's the thing, Hutch. I went to see Margaret Thatcher speak, and it was at the Bellevue Meadow Hotel. That's when the Japs had bought the Bellevue, you know, the old Vanderbilt line down there in Tampa. And, you know, Victor Kayyem was there. Me and him shared a smoke, you know, like I was smoking a cigar, he was smoking a cigarette in one of these vestibules and everything, so we wouldn't bother other people. And we talked just like regular people. And he told me then, you know, this is before the 96 election, that Hillary Clinton wanted to be president. And I just laughed. I thought it was funny, you know. He was a great guy, you know, and a patriot, truly, like the team. And, you know, so, you know, there's a lot of water that's gone under the bridge in America. People have been destroyed by these, can I say cocksuckers, Hutch? Can I say that?
I wish you wouldn't.
and they have made people's lives miserable. I've had them bitches come after me, you know? And, you know, like, it's a story to be seen. I mean, it should be, you know, a lawsuit to the max. I mean, you know, like I had, I'm involved in a lawsuit with Hogan and Hartson on an environmental issue, and the son of a bitches are trying to get me killed.
Well, they certainly have amassed entirely too much power, and thanks for calling, Hickory. I appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy, I'll tell you what, Hutch, and if A up in Canada thinks that I ain't holding on to a 26 with a 33-round magazine, he don't even know what backup is.
Good to see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That was Hickory from Florida who slipped that in on me, and now I might not be an iHeartRadio program anymore. Now I think we'll be all right. But yeah, you know, we do have a chance. We have a shot right now, and we better darn sure take it. I mean, we're at a time right now where we've been close to this before. But one thing Republicans know how to do is they know how to lose. And if you listen to the first article in the second segment of the program, when I talked about Donahue and the Chamber of Commerce and the Uniparty, it becomes quite clear why. Because nobody in Congress has any desire for anything to change. Just look at Paul Ryan's house. I mean, this is personal gain. You look at every congressman that has retired, especially high-speed congressmen that did not high-speed, high-rank, that did things against what you would think would have been their morals or their principles. They're all sitting on boards getting paid 6 figures or 7 figures for doing nothing because they cheated you and they kept the boat from wobbling. And speaking of what Hickory was talking about these disgusting women, Yazidi women are being sold as sex slaves. as vulgar, privileged, liberal women march against Donald Trump. Can you imagine what the people in the rest of the world, especially the women, especially third world women and women in Islamic countries, can you imagine what they think of these slobs that were out there in their clean clothes with their full bellies and their sanitary bottled water? On Saturday, tens of thousands of privileged American women marched in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere, and right here in Pittsburgh, thousands of them did, against Trump. They wore pink hats in a vulgar gesture to represent their own vaginas. How sick is that? With their children. They were marching not for human rights, but for the right to be paranoid and oppose Donald Trump, the Republican who won the November election in a landslide. Meanwhile, the Islamic State, ISIS, was selling Yazidi girls for a few packs of cigarettes. This is from the Gatestone Institute. On January 21st, some women's rights groups organized women's marches in many cities across the United States. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. We covered that last night. The Muslim Brotherhood and George Soros organized it. It's so clear. I mean, these people are so suicidal, and they didn't even have any class when they were doing it. As Ms. Judd talked about her devastating tragedy, thousands of Yazidi children and women were being forced into sexual slavery in Iraq and Syria at the hands of Islamic State and available for purchase at sex slave markets. ISIS attacked the Yazidi homeland of Shingal in Iraq on August 3rd of 2014. More than 9,000 Yazidis were killed or kidnapped or sexually enslaved. Yazidis are a historically persecuted religious minority in the Middle East. The Islamic State has institutionalized a culture of rape and sex slavery. ISIS is waging a literal war against women. It has even published a price list of Yazidi and Christian girls as young as 1 to 9 years of age. Middle East scholar Raymond Ibrahim wrote about one Yazidi girl enslaved when she was 15 and endured months of captivity before she managed to escape. Most of them don't manage to escape. I remember a man who looked at least 40 years old coming and taking a 10-year-old girl. When she resisted him, he beat her severely using stones and would have opened fire on her if she had not gone with him. Everything against her will. They used to come and buy the girls without a price. I mean, they used to tell us, Yazidi girls, you are sabiya, the spoils of war. Sex slaves. You are kafir, infidels. You are to be sold without a price, meaning they had no base value. Some Yazidi girls were sold for a few packs of cigarettes. Every day I died 100 times over. Not just once, every hour I died. Every hour. From the beating, from the misery, from the torture, she said. And if you go to the show notes links, you can see the whole article. It continues. But where are the true feminists speaking out against this horror in the Middle East? And they're speaking out against Donald Trump, the one person in the entire pack that may do something about it. And I think with General Mattis engaging 31 targets yesterday on his first day at work, I think it's pretty clear where this thing's going. And yet these stupid American women are out there protesting against this guy. You know, they can't pick something decent to protest about, or they can't altogether give $20 each and go do something worthwhile. They have to go out and look like pigs and embarrass the entire nation. I mean, I don't know if you got to hear Madonna and even more importantly, Ashley Judd, whose sister Winona Judd came out and went off on her. She read the most disgusting poem I have ever heard. I mean, I can't believe there were people there with their kids and having to look at this human garbage that was out there on the mall. I mean, I don't know if these women thought that they were looking good or thought that this was doing something for the cause. But I'm thinking of the average American Democrat woman, because I know a lot of them. I mean, if you live in the city, you know them. They're the majority. They've been brainwashed that way. They've been told to vote that way. They love their local politicians, and every time he spends my money to buy them a bike, they love that. But I can't imagine them loving this. And that's why on my social media feed, I put everything out there I can about this. I want them to see the vulgarity of this mess that happened on Saturday. And I did get in a little debate with one woman. You know what she told me? But Planned Parenthood is so much more than abortion. It's prenatal care, and it's this, and it's that, and the other. No, it's not. They're brainwashed. They're not all bad people. They're not. A lot of them, and it's by design. It's by design by the 6 networks that control all the media that we see. It's by design that they hook people into this mindless shit that's on TV. They hook people, and I got people in my own family that are hooked into it, into Dancing with the Stars and just all the on and on and on, the reality shows, you know, nothing of substance. They keep them asleep. That's why they want to pass marijuana. They want to make marijuana legal. Because the people that are smoking marijuana are not worried about Tom Donahue. And they're not really worried about abortion either. They're just going along with the crowd. But it's something that we need to stop. And if Donald Trump is that vehicle, then Donald Trump is going to get my support. He has up to now, and I'm going to continue with it. I think he is going to eclipse Ronald Reagan. I do. I think everything he said, he's going to do. And they're going to try to stop him, and he's going to run him over like a D9. That Trump's kids know how to operate, by the way. 412-567-1460. Don't have much time. New Jersey teacher who engaged in sex acts with students blames her strict Muslim upbringing that repressed her. And you know she's ugly. From Breitbart and Warner Todd Houston, a 22-year-old teacher is claiming that her strict Muslim childhood repressed her and contributed to her desires to have sex with students who attended a New Jersey high school, court records show. Linda Harden, a teacher at Manchester Regional High School in Haledon, New Jersey, was arrested and charged with sexual contact with at least 2 male students, one a 14-year-old and another a 16-year-old. Her contact began with explicit text messages and graduated to sexual content, police said. But Harden's defense counsel insists that her strict Muslim upbringing served to repress her, causing her behavior. He also requested therapy for his client instead of prison time, according to the Daily Mail. Isn't that special? The 14-year-old victim was disgusted and upset about the sexual encounter. Harden began explicitly texting him and eventually got him in her car, drove to a secluded area, and performed a sex act on him. The student reported he was so repulsed that he jumped out of the car and walked 2 miles back home. The convict reportedly perpetrated similar acts with the older boy, prosecutors proved in court. So that's just wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. It's just it's out there, and it doesn't go away. But you normally don't see it that way. But I guess we did this time. Man, I can't wait for tomorrow. Immigration's coming up tomorrow, I think. And again, I have to say, the Democrat Congress, the Senate rather, you better get moving, because You're going to get some Jim Brown. You're going to get some payback. I mean, you're in no position to act cocky right now. Your allegiance to the Muslim in chief has decimated your party. Your party has no juice. The only place the party has juice is in cities like mine and a couple states like mine. I'm listening on the radio. National average gasoline, $2.30. National average gasoline in Pennsylvania, $2.60. Yeah, you people are geniuses to vote these people in. I'll tell you. I want to thank everybody for listening tonight in the chat room and whatever other platform or time that you listen to the program or watch on YouTube. I guess you watch the things go by, but you can listen on YouTube. That's fine. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook, Berg's Eye View on Twitter. I'm pretty sure the Wayne Dupree show's coming up next. He got some new equipment, was trying to break it in. I couldn't help him because my show came on. But if he got everything together, he'll be up next, and I'll be over there. I will be back Thursday with Stacey Rush. Thanks for letting me into your life for 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless.